Hi guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another episode of Ostriv. So I think we're to episode 22 now, as we continue to grow our village. So remember, a couple of episodes we passed 200 villages, which is obviously great, and we are now in the process of getting the rest of the harvest in. So we've still got quite a bit to collect, I think. Yes, we've got all our potato fields still to do. Some more sunflowers still to bring in yet. And I think the rest is... what's all this? This is all hemp, isn't it? Yes. So we were trying to rotate the fields around sort of to keep the nutrients balance somewhat reasonable, because I think it was struggling a little bit last time. I'm starting to get quite a large village now. I'm noticing it's even starting to slow down a little bit. I think it's maybe sort of a game optimization thing. Obviously still very early access to the game at the moment. A long way to go before it's a finished product. So I wonder if sort of the large number of people, because all the people are independent people, they lead their own lives. You know, each one is tasked with a certain task that must put quite a strain on the game engine. So I suspect that may be having an impact. In other news, our cows are continuing to breed quite well, which bodes well for future shoe production. Yeah, 11-9. We're starting to get some serious good cow numbers. Hopefully our slaughterhouse is still manned, which it is. And we've got someone in the tannery and everything, so we can look going forward. It's starting to increase shoe production. We've got none spare to sell at the moment. It's a shame we can't sell clothes. Clothes just kind of ended up being a bit pointless. I guess we may as well man this stall and set someone selling clothes just to the locals. Since we can't yet export clothes to any of the other traders until the trading element of the game is expanded, I guess there's nothing to really worry about in terms of just selling them locally. My bridges are all still under construction. Speed up a little bit. So if you remember last time, we built a bridge to the first island and I erected 2 cow sheds. Families are still running out of money. This is just now a perpetual problem, but I don't think there's anything that can really be done about it now, given the village is so large. So we had people working to build the bridge to this island. Then we're going to have a little bridge cutting across to this island as well, just for no real purpose other than just because I like bridges. I mean, who doesn't like bridges? So we're going to do that. We've also got our row of housing developments is all under construction. Let's get a range of people doing there. Most of the labourers should be being taken up by the farms though at the moment, so that should employ most people. So let's stack it into fast forward a little bit. Start to get the rest. They're going to have to pick up all this hemp, which has been perfectly dropped in a triangle. How strange. It's really strange considering all the others is like dropped neatly. Dropped randomly, and that's in a perfect triangle. Okay, apart from that, then we've got the rest of all these potatoes to harvest. We need to get these in because I don't know how our potato harvest is looking. We've only got 10 potatoes left in stock. Obviously, we also have quite a number in the market in the trading post side, 30 stored here. There's like a backup. I sometimes have been selling these to one of the other towns, but really you don't get a lot for them, and I've got quite a lot of money now. So if it comes to it, I can cancel this stock here, and that will be introduced back into the market. So I'm not too worried about that. Also now in summer, so we've got 9 fishermen all fishing. So we should have quite a good supply of fish. He says as he can't see it. Oh, 0.9. So no, not a very good supply of fish. So I guess fish is becoming like the staple food. Most people are probably buying that and using that. Come on people, get this harvest in. Hurry up. So the other farms haven't been given access to any labourers yet. All these labourers are here, so they should be able to collect this hemp in pretty quickly, I would have thought. Because we're getting towards end of September. So I've still got could do with people cracking on a little bit. I've still got a couple more months yet, so I'm not going to worry too much. And all the sunflower harvest is actually sort of cut down. It just needs to be actually collected. And then there's obviously a couple of fields of potato. They've got one done, so it's not too bad. We're not in a crisis quite yet. How's my bridge coming along? We need to assign, that's what I was going to do, fields to these cow sheds. These are going to obviously stock more cows, continuing the ever-increasing cow production scheme. So let's have a look at this. We want the entrance to the field to be this side, don't we really? So let's see how much we can squeeze in before we run out of land. And I might as well go right down to the shore. Like so. Did I build a well? Yes, I did. Obviously, they need access to a well if they're going to actually do anything. So we have to employ 2 workers per cow shed. Which is obviously good because, as a general rule, once the harvest's in, the women tend to be largely employed, so it's kind of good to give them a field to work with. So all of these, then we'll give this one a pasture as well. We'll put this one this side, similar sort of length hopefully. And hopefully we can squeeze this one in as well, right down to the shore. Like that. Look at that for space efficiency. So we've got these hay dryers, which obviously collect the grass from all around here. The hay barracks, the well. So I mean, it's kind of filled this entire little bit of island. This is Cowland, Cow Island. So that's good. Should be getting the rest of this hemp in. And this sunflowers need to be collected in as well. All the labourers are still assigned here, so hopefully we should be starting getting into. We're coming towards the end of September now. We've also got our houses all being built, slowly coming up one at a time. It's just various labourers have got to collect all the stuff from the clay pits and stuff like that, take it over. The woodcutters are still working flat out, although they looks like they've started to catch up a bit now. They've got quite a few logs spare, so it's not looking so bad anymore. This one's still got quite a bit of catching up to do, but not too bad. Looks like they've caught up quite a bit compared to what they were. Starting to get this forest down slowly though. It's advanced quite a long way back, considering this was on the forest edge originally, but it gives us a bit more land to play with, so not a problem. I want to get this bridge up. Slowly, got quite a few people working on my bridge. I wonder if nails are still our limitation product. Previously we found that I basically ran out of iron, and that meant I ran out of nails. But I then added a second person to work in the smithy to try and increase nail production, because with all the buildings I was building, they were using more nails than I was producing, so it was becoming a problem. But it looks like it's not so bad now. And hopefully we might have a bit more iron in stock, which we do. 5 should be left in here, which it is. So we're not looking too bad for iron. Although when we next get a messenger from Bablika, we should probably buy another 10 iron, just to keep us well in stock going forwards. Oh dear. So, looks like we've back up most of the hemp. Get that in. And how's the sunflowers looking? Starting to get there. We should probably start to build some more stuff for these houses going forward as well. It's weird not building roads. I keep thinking, particularly after done kingdoms and castles, I keep expecting to have to place roads around these things, but obviously they develop naturally. What do I need to do? Messenger from Murpha is visiting. So we can sell them sunflowers or sunflower oil. Do we have much sunflower oil for? I would assume sunflower oil is in production, because there's quite a sunflower harvest coming in. So let's sell them a little bit of sunflower oil. If I go for a rather optimistic 10, then when they get here we may have produced some more. You see, we've got to 5 already, you see, and if we haven't produced more, then it doesn't matter, we don't lose anything out. So we'll leave that to go. It could give us an extra 100, just top our money up a little bit. Starting to deplete slightly, particularly after I think I cut basically rents to basically nothing. I think housing rent is now free, which it is. And wages are kind of knocked up slightly, so we're losing a little bit every turn. But we have got a very good cattle population, so I'm not too worried. And basically the cattle population is our money. Once we've got all these up a little bit more, we'll basically stop at 10 probably for each cattle shed, and any that go over that can be slaughtered, and we'll just do regular harvests. Is that the right word? Is that sort of a bit brutal, harvesting cows? Once it gets to 10, we'll collect and kill the cows. I don't think these sell me cows, do they? No, just hemp and wheat, which I definitely don't want. What's the wheat stocks like? Still 19.8 wheat. Is anyone working that mill? Yes, there is. Okay. Family's out of money, of course. Well, nothing I can do about that. So some of our houses are starting to get finished off. We're getting new residents moving in, which is obviously good. A couple more houses to be built. How's our bridge getting on? And we're getting there slowly. Just a little bit at a time. It uses so much nails building these bridges. So many nails. So much nails. So many nails building these bridges. It's obviously not a good thing. I was also thinking about building a market stall over here. That's what I was thinking. We have got one place there, but obviously our village is continuing to expand over this way. So maybe one down this end would be a worthwhile addition. Which way around should it be? That way. Right on the edge of this man's house. So we'll employ someone there. And what do? We do potatoes, flour, milk, and anyone remember the other one? Earth fish. There we go. Hopefully that should be another stall that will get topped up by a labourer. Should keep it in business. How much milk do we actually have? Oh, 0.1. Not a lot. I guess that gets used up continuously. How's our sunflower oil looking? Up to 7. Is that cart arrived? That cart's still quite a way away. Okay. Should generate us a bit of money when that arrives. What else have we got to do? So we've got these houses being built here. Let's have a look what else we could build. We could build them a well. Since we're starting to expand out in this direction, we might as well, I think. Just on the edge of this little bit of land here. It doesn't cost anything to maintain wells, so there's really no reason not to build lots of them. I think it just saves your villagers time, because if they have to walk a long way to a well, then they walk all the way to the well, collect the water. That's all the time they're not working, so then they're not earning. And if they're not earning, then they run out of money. Basically. Which is an interesting point, because I don't know if these guys have got a well. They've got one well there. We can probably squeeze another well in for these guys. Perhaps. He says. Let's just try and turn that slightly. There, we can squeeze in a well there. And probably down here. Put wells everywhere. It's quite exciting. Another village well. And this little island. There we go. So we've got a few wells that may possibly help 1 or 2 people. We don't need another town hall. We could conceivably build more cart parking. We've got one there, so I can't imagine villagers have a particular use for carts. But then 2 of them have gone already, so maybe they do. And we've got stuff down here. I don't know really what the carts get used for other than builders, but they always seem to be out. Like, you know, there's always people seem to be using them. So let's have a look. What does this guy do? What is he taking this cart for? Okay, so he's going down here to pick up 0.1 of a cloth. Okay, so maybe we should be building more cart parking. Maybe the labourers start at home and just walk from home to the nearest cart park and then go to their destination. In which case, we should build another cart park. It will give our carpenter something to do anyway, if nothing else. So let's build one. We'll build it next to our market stall, since this is becoming our little sort of estate housing area, estate working area. So we'll assign 4 carts there. So hopefully the carpenter, who's still employed, yes, oh itchy there, is going to start now making those carts, which will go to this car park, which may save a little bit of time. That's what I'm trying to do, is improve family income by time-saving measures. Obviously, they don't pay any rent now, so you'd think that would cut down on their wealth problems. It's just so sporadic. Look, these people have got almost 18 wealth, doing quite well, and yet these people are, you know, nearly completely bankrupt. It just seems so inconsistent, which is kind of annoying. So there's 2 people here. So there's a bull and a cow. To take that one down to a 10. Because obviously I want to have everyone to have 10 is the dream. So we'll do a bull and a cow and a bull and a cow. That's down to 10. So that will have 2 and that will have 4. We've got plenty of people walking there, so they've got hay and water, so nothing should die before it gets there. That makes sense. 10 is in there and 9 is in there. Okay. So we'll wait for these ones to grow a little bit, and when they grow, when anything gets over 10 cattle, we'll move it to the new ones until these reach 10 cattle. And then maybe we'll have enough, and then maybe we'll start slaughtering, and full-scale shoe production can get started. That's the dream. We want to be producing shoes extremely quickly. Because our money is going down, you know, actually. Has that cart actually visited us yet? No, we've not actually exported the 10 from... yeah, so, you know, we're back down to 500, you know, well, high 500, 500, 600. But we're actually running out pretty quickly. You know, obviously I'm not getting any rent, so that means per year we're actually starting to lose a reasonable amount of money. Look, we're 230 down already, and we have exported stuff this year. So we have got to be careful, because we're going to have to ramp up shoe production if we want to keep sort of this float of money. Obviously we're going to start getting a little bit back from that sunflower harvest now, which is obviously a good thing. And then what we're going to do with these fields next year, they're slowly running out of nutrients. These ones should all be back, which they are. So I think we'll set these, if it will let me. Can't change during its season. So I think I have to wait till winter before I can change their what they do. All the potato crops have actually been harvested, although they haven't all been picked up. But it doesn't matter because I'm sure I said this probably in previous episodes. But once you harvest a crop, you know, pull the potatoes up and put them in baskets like they are here, then it doesn't matter because they're then safe. But if they're still in the ground, if they haven't actually been picked, when it hits winter, that's when they die. So that's the difference. It's better. It would be better if they just harvested everything and left all the stuff on the surface and got everything out of the ground first. But they don't. They just do it farm by farm like that. It's kind of annoying. So we are approaching winter now. Not long until this is all over. My bridge is nearly done now. 90 nails and 5 wood. Should just build it up to that last little bit, and then we can build the last piece of bridge over to the new lands, which will be cool. These guys should have their cows by now, which they do, 4 and 2. But obviously it's winter, so they're not having them put into the pasture at the moment. Everyone's got them back in the shed. Are you? Are you like the last cow? No, most seem to have put them away, but there seems to be a few that have got forgotten about. And particularly this one. All the other cows have been put back in the shed, but one cow has been forgotten. Okay. So we've got the last few houses on this run have been built. Our population is slowly getting more and more. There's still a good amount of open vacancies. Lots of people want jobs, which is why these has not been put up very quickly, because most people are still labouring in the fields. Although they should have got most of the harvest in by now, I would have thought. And it's going to drop off all these labourers, which it should do shortly. And then that's going to free up quite a few jobs. There'll be a lot less jobs available then. Just got to take in the rest of the potato harvest. It's all sat in the land, in the fields. So we've got a bit more room around here. We could conceivably build another farm here at some point and bring that one down. That's something else we need to consider as well, is the plough situation. I just noticed, I wondered if these ploughs ever break. What I assumed this bar represented. But it didn't. Then this one, which is the oldest plough, seems to have just been fixed. So it doesn't seem to be a problem. So that's got that farm's got a plough, this farm's got a plough. This farm hasn't. Oh, this farm has got a plough, but it is in fallow. And this farm hasn't. So really this farm wants to order a plough as well for the carpenter once he's got the rest of the carts done. But that means obviously I need to castrate 2 bulls as it were, which obviously I still want to keep every shed at 10. So when we start to get some excess bulls, we'll turn them into ox. Then they can be used a little bit better for the plough. So about to hit December, we'll fire all of our fishermen in December, because when they hit December they can't fish any longer. So they become completely pointless to us. We haven't built up any stocks of fish at all. It's all been consumed as quickly. So that's why we have got to be a bit careful. Our potato stocks are looking pretty good, 56 for our potato stocks. We've still got to be careful. All these labourers have now been fired, obviously, which is good. And we're just about to hit December now, so it should go snowy. And it's snowy. So, oops, no, I don't want to select you. I want you to be fired. Fired. So that's 9 people who are now unemployed. So that could create a fair bit more unemployment on the market, or there's still a few open vacancies for the building stuff. This bridge should be nearly done. Not a lot left to it. Just a couple of workers are waiting to come and pick up the rest of the stuff. Should hopefully get done quickly. And then we're going to have to look where we're going to expand next and what we're going to expand next. So we could extend production in any way, but I don't think we really need to. Just checking the thatch workshop is working fine, which it is. Where are we? Production. So we've got our farms. We could expand our farms network. Carpenter doesn't need to be built. Smithy, no. Oil workshop, we could have a couple of them. We could have another one of them, or another shoemaker. But again, there doesn't really seem to be a great deal of point in that. We could build up a few more things like boat shops and stuff. Not for any purpose other than just it looks kind of nice to have a sort of like a bit of a industry by the sea. I do kind of like that, so I think let's build one there. Actually, no purpose at all in building a second boat shop because we don't need any more boats. But more ships and things might be introduced in the future, so I'll tell myself it's useful for that. Really, the main thing is going to be expanding just the housing stock. We've just got to be careful not to expand so quickly that I run out of food. You know, it's my biggest worry. That could happen, but hopefully we'll be okay. we should look. Let's build. We can build another farm. I don't think we'll man it. I think it's just going to be an empty farm. Let's twist that round. We'll build a farm just on the edge here. Might as well get it nice and close. Like that. And then we can expand a farm just down here into the 4 fields here. At least it gives us plenty of stuff to work with, and then it's nice to kind of have everything grouped together. I like having my houses in like estates. You know, we've got the core of the village here, which is like most of the industrial buildings, a few houses, but industrial buildings like out here. Then we've got the 2 housing estates on either side, and then we've got like the farm network, which is going to go around here. I suspect we're going to expand farming over here, and this will probably come into housing as well as we sort of fill up the rest of this grid. But that does open up another opportunity to build another bridge, I think, because, you know, we might need another one of them. And this bridge is finished, is it? Yes. Wow, the bridge is done. So we want another bridge. I love bridges. Wooden bridge. Maybe we should play a bridge game on this channel. That would make sense. So we'll put my bridge not on uneven terrain. I don't want it to be sort of eaten by the ground either, really. There, by the trees. And that gives me full access to all this little bit of land down here. That's cool. So we've got another bridge being built there. We've got a boatyard and a farm to be still built. And we've got another house which needs finishing off, which should give everyone a decent amount of employment. How can there be 3 open vacancies and yet 5 people looking for a job? When there's jobs available. Ah, dear. Right, I think we might place one, or should we hang on for the bridge? We could build another bridge there and another bridge here, because we can expand this housing network across down here, certainly. This can probably be the next farming area. Blimey, this is a big map. We've still got a lot to expand down here. That's kind of cool. Yeah, a lot of land still available. So I think we'll stop there. We'll call this episode here. I think next I'm going to build some more bridges, and we're going to start to expand the housing network. I have obviously been expanding this way with the houses, but I think next we're going to build down to this corner a little bit more. Go a bit further down here with the houses. Well, at least put another row on the back of these lot. And that'd be kind of cool. That'll start to build, and we just keep growing our population, really. We're going to be working our way up towards 500. I think it's like the biggest I've seen is a 500 population village. So it'd be really awesome if we could beat that. Which I think, you know, I think we can, really. Given how much room we're currently occupying, you know, on the whole map. And we're at almost 230 people already. So I think we can stand a reasonable chance of doing that. And a large part of this is just built up with the industrial buildings, which we're not really going to be building any more of. There's really no need to build extra shoemakers workshops and things, because I can just stick more staff in it if it's going too slowly. So, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel for more Ostriv content, and let me know what you think down in the comments below. Thanks guys, and I shall see you on the next episode.